Just to feel, just to
Wow,
feel.
do you serenade your wife just like that?
Your heart, I want your heart beating next to mine, so close to mine. Sorry.
Okay, how about
sorry.
them
Yeah, a
Broncos?
little warming up with had a little Elvis warm up there
Yes,
to get
you
it
did.
going. Hey, it's the Mike in the Mountain. I'm Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
Welcome. First things
Welcome.
first. We'd like to apologize for last week.
No, we wouldn't, man. No, we wouldn't. I've
No.
discovered a new level of me that I didn't know existed.
Dude, you
With
broke the meter
Sudafed
last
and-
week. It was one of those. Seriously.
Was there a meter on that?
Oh, no. We got the urinalysis back from you after last week's show, and you tested positive for everything.
Well,
It was-
I was sick.
I know you were sick.
I
You
was
had
lost
Sudafed,
and found.
Robitussin. You had every kind of tussin going on.
You know, so it says on the bottle the recommended dose. Now, they don't take into account a massive petite such as myself. So if it says 10, I go 20
That's
mLs. I mean, you know, is it going to hurt me? I mean, does the FDA know me?
Do you ever think of, is it going to hurt those around you? Which is what...
No, that's what I never thought that. I never thought it through that far.
Well, I just wanted to get a few things out of the way right away. First off, thanks for checking out the Mike in the Mountain. And if you made it through last week's episode, stop by and get your merit badge. You earned it. We've got that for you.
Oh, man.
Also, I'd like an answer to this immediately because I'm just noticing it now.
B.
No, that is not the
Oh,
answer.
okay.
Why in the hell are your fingernails painted?
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, why don't
I-
let's welcome to the explanation with Scott Cisco.
The Halloween era of the Critigita.
What was that noise?
I don't know. That's part of my
What-
thing.
Have you ever trapped
I don't know
one
what
of
I'm
those
going to be. I'm
before?
going to be I think this year I'm going to go all out. Yes, I'm going to dress up as a trapper.
You- No,
No, really.
This is better than
No.
last year's costume where he just wore roller skates and went as a pull toy.
Well-
all right, so that was.
You guys weren't supposed to see that or be here, okay? The
Yeah, no,
spandex
enough
biker
there. I didn't
shorts
mean to
had
lead you
on
in
and-
that direction,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah.
So Halloween is coming up
Halloween,
here, Halloween weekend, and I am not anticipating a lot of action at the door. I'm hoping some of the neighborhood kids who we're all close with will still show up
Sure.
and come, but I know that this year. We're going. I'm going to announce it right now. You want my address? We're going full size candy. We are. We figure that there's probably going to be fewer, and if you go out and you gut through it and
Dude,
come to my
that's
house
cool,
through this,
man.
you're going to get a full size candy bar.
You are going to announce live right here, right now, that you are going to give your address for full size.
No. The address ain't happening. No, no.
Okay,
No,
'cause-
trust me. No. I'm counting on like 5 kids so I can eat the 6th one of the 6-pack. All right. That's-
I misunderstood there.
Yeah, you did.
I misunderstood.
No address to be given, but I
Right.
think we're going full size candy bar, 1 pamphlet, and a scoop of hot dish.
Wait a minute.
I think it's a great
Wait a minute.
idea.
A pamphlet.
Everyone loves to get a pamphlet on hygiene or dental care or, things like that. Actually,
like-
what they're going to get is all the election pamphlets that I've been getting in the
Oh, my
mail.
God,
I'm
no
going to
kidding.
re-gift and give them
Dude,
back.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's yes, man. That is Halloween type stuff right
It
there,
is. Well, let's since we talked about that, let's go right into it.
Halloween?
No, Halloween is scary enough. And okay, yeah, we'll go
times
into
we're
that too.
in.
What is your favorite? What Halloween costumes in the past? Has anything stood out to you that you went as? I mean, I'm sure it's
Those
always a
that I
mountain
went-
man.
yeah.
yeah. But I gotta guess at some point you went as a tooth fairy or you did something like that, just because of the irony of it.
No.
What, no?
No. I've always kept it simple, being the protector of your kids, and
You
'cause
are
I
a
was-
Halloween
I
costume.
am the Halloween costume. I just throw on the buffalo trench coat, and I walk around, and people are in awe, and I'm like, okay, this is my but it's not my costume, as you guys know, and everybody that knows me knows.
It's true. It's his business suit.
It's my business suit. I mean, I'm just walking around as a thug protecting my kids so their candy don't get stolen.
You know, you would be like I am in this case, and I don't mean to be insulting, but I went to a Halloween party where it was an 80s themed Halloween party.
Oh, yeah.
I went there, and every dude was dressed like me.
No way.
It was like my normal look. It's
Really?
like everyone had to go out and dress up like I normally do. No, I did not. I just dressed as me.
No, I'm saying you were the
I was
costume.
the costume. Show up, leather jacket, the long hair that looked like you just came out of a rat video anyway.
Dude, I love
so
rat,
that's,
man.
yeah, me too.
That's the
But I
thing.
walk into the party and I look around. I said, there are 112 of me. Every dude had to get dressed up to look like this. This comes on natural.
That's respect, though, man. I can dig that. That's cool.
Is
I
that
think
respect?
I might make a good Halloween costume, you think?
You are a Halloween costume. I think that's the point that we were making. We can market that at some point. You can get the Cisco costume. And it comes with a loincloth.
No, that's special edition.
That is the special edition.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, aside from Halloween being on Saturday the 31st, that is also the day, that night, that we need to move back with the clocks.
As if we need an extra hour of 2020. I'm just saying.
Hey, we're going to fall back with the clocks.
I'm going to fall forward.
Halloween gets an extra hour of partying, in a sense, but it's supposed to be at 2 a.m. At 2 a.m., you then would fall. You would fall back with the clock. So come 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, it goes back to 1 a.m. So what was always funny growing up. They always said, okay, at 2 o'clock in the morning is when, be sure to set your clocks back before you go to bed. Well, Dad didn't hear the set the clocks back before you go to bed. My dad would set his alarm at like 1:55.
Are you kidding me?
And get up to switch the clocks because they said to do it at 2 o'clock.
I was just going to ask you, how many people do you think really do it at that time? Seriously. I mean, dude,
it's the same mentality that more traffic accidents happen within 7 miles of your home. So we moved.
Right.
That's...
There you go, man. There you
Thanks,
go.
Dad.
I love that.
Yeah, but don't forget,
that.
fall back with those clocks. This was my favorite time of the year in the past when I was doing morning radio.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would fall back. I got that extra hour sleep, which was nice. And I love it because it starts getting dark about noon.
Right,
you have your lunch burger and then call it a night. Oh, hate that.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm digging that big time.
Now, I'm curious, man. What do you think people are going to do this year? Do you think there's going to be parties? I mean, so who do you know in our age group
Yes.
that are putting together some type of get together?
Lots of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably less bobbing for apples than there used to be, but I think people will still get together in their safe clusters,
Sure.
And do those kind of things. But no, we know society, they're going to go bat crazy, and they're going to party, and they're going to do it. You can put in all the restrictions you want, but when it comes to costume people and alcohol, they're going to find a way.
Right.
I'm just saying.
That's true. And James, what do you know of your class or even your wife's class? I mean, are they planning on getting together, having get-togethers, dressing up, etc.?
The dressing up's still happening.
Okay.
But they're not going all out for obvious reasons.
Right.
But they're just getting together and just watch some horror movies.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is. Just like you said, small safety plan that you got, and just watch Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Right. Yeah, and you can create all kind of cool themed drinks and snacks that go with it. Which is always fun.
Which is a side note that brings up the conversation. Do you guys have a favorite Halloween movie? Do you guys watch Halloween movies?
Yeah, I do. Me and my daughter had a thing from the time she was about 5 years old now to 30. Her and I sit and watch scary movies together.
No kidding.
We always have. It's been one of those things that I was a bad parent where it's like, you're 6, let's watch this together. But it was something we always bonded over. My daughter and I have bonded over horror movies and fights. She would sit and watch boxing and MMA with me all the time.
Right.
She was always my buddy to watch those, and with horror movies. And we would watch, I still think the remake of Halloween, Halloween originally with Michael Myers and all that, they came and they rebooted it and redid it, bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis and all these things. I don't know how many years ago it was, several years back, but I thought that one was absolutely fantastic. And I can honestly say to this day, I think it was 1973 that it came out, but I still cannot watch The Exorcist without getting physically ill.
Really?
There's something about the demonic possession part. Other horror movies slash this guy that, and it's like, that seems made up. But demonic possession and the devil, that shit's real to me.
Really?
You know what I mean? Really? So that really would get me.
I don't know.
How about you, James?
Makes me wet.
The Poltergeist.
The Poltergeist ones?
Yeah, the original one, man, for sure. I mean, we watched it last night, me and Amber. If I had to watch horror movies, because I laugh at horror movies. When I watch the typical comedy person going, we shouldn't go in that room because it's where the bad guy is. We should take the car. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, are you out of your mind taking the car? We need to go in that shed with all the knives. Protect ourselves. Yeah,
exactly.
Amber hates when I watch horror movies, but there's a few that I do watch with her. And then Poltergeist is just the one movie that it freaked the hell out of me as a little kid. I mean, the tube TV flashing with the static and stuff. That clown on the chair just looking at that kid and just disappears. Like it's a movie that I enjoy to watch. It's
what other scene creeps me out? Not in that one, but in the movie It. When
is that the one with the clown?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the clown Pennywise is just looking through the gutter at the kid, And he said, "You like popcorn too?" I love popcorn. Pop, pop, pop. Just this little clown doing that, and it just creeps me out, man. I got to think the worst thing in the world would have been to be Stephen King's kid growing up and having him read you stories before bed.
Right.
Yeah, his kids haven't slept since 1972. That was about the last time, I think.
That remake of It was actually pretty good. Again,
it was really good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of horrors, again, but that It movie remake was really good. I haven't seen the second one, though, yet.
Doesn't stand, it's not even close to the first one.
No,
I watched 2 and I was very disappointed. 1 I thought was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was done as well.
Yeah, so have a safe, fun Halloween gathering. You can get together with a few of your friends and get all dressed up and watch scary movies, or pretend that your kids have said we're moving back in. That's probably the most terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
Children, the reclaiming. Dark. Yeah, that was you thought dark. It was scary.
Yeah.
Say, Scott, what's your horror movie, man? Do you have a horror movie?
I'm glad you asked.
I forgot he was here. I'm sorry. No, you're not a horror movie fan?
I don't get that signal up top.
You don't like scary movies?
No, man, it's got to be. So, I remember watching Poltergeist back in the day, and yeah, it's got to be legit off the rails scary for me. These other things, Freddy Krueger and...
Too made up?
Yeah,
you can't get it?
Dude, I needed to be... And, around the house here, Elijah's afraid of the Peanuts Halloween special. That'll put him in a corner shivering.
When Pigpen puts on the dirty sheet.
Right, right. No, it's all over. And then, no, scary things don't go down in this house, man. They do.
No, I was going to say, they do. We've been here for it.
You do have horror movies, Scott, and it's like the real life movies like Chernobyl and all that, actual real life.
Yeah.
Those horror kind of things.
Yeah,
CNN, MSNBC, Fox News.
Dude,
yes, those are terrifying.
That's more of your Days of Our Lives, soap opera type styles from back in the day, man. That's what I see.
Well, we brought that up, and don't forget to vote. Vote. I don't care who you're voting for. Let your voice be heard. If you want another 4 years of it, vote for him. If you don't want another 4 years of it, vote for the other. Whatever you're feeling, do it. Let your voice be heard. It's why our founding fathers fought for this country. It's why all of this is here. We have a voice. We have the ability to make change if everyone voted. If we got out of this 40, 50% of the people voting, that half of this country isn't taking advantage of the opportunity to make change. Y'all got nothing to complain about if you don't get your butt to the polls and put in your vote on Tuesday or before. Either way. But please, do your American duty.
And
get out there and vote.
Vote. Damn, sorry.
Again, James, you got to get your finger on that button better.
No, because I pulled out my ballot and I happened to be in the middle of some smoke. Some really good smoke. No, it was the fires that are going on. Smoke.
Absolutely.
And I decided, because every year I see what kind of creative deal I can make with filling in the bubbles to make a snake, like we talked about.
Yes.
And, I kind of want to do that again because there's some different smoke that I run into. With the snow putting out the fires, it's a different smoke that it might make it a little more creative.
You ever notice when I step back and just let you hang yourself? This was that moment. Just let him swing. Just let him swing. No, put that knife away. Don't cut him down.
And
just let him
go.
go.
Been known to swing.
Yeah, that's it.
Get in the car, Scott.
No, over there with all the knives.
Oh, and may I say how cool it was to get into the car this morning, man. Oh, we walked out to a winter wonderland that I have been waiting on since last winter to come out, and the abundance of snow. You could go out and accidentally whip a cookie in your car without even trying. Did you call it that, by the way? We always called it whipping a cookie when you'd spin around. Did you ever? Is that what you called it too?
Whip a cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spin a cookie? What did you call it?
Donuts.
Oops.
Donuts?
Donuts.
Donuts. Okay.
Donuts. Yeah.
You just called
Cookies,
it whoops.
Oops.
Okay, very
Oops.
Well, I was out shoveling today too.
Yeah.
Getting out there,
I
getting
got
in
your
there.
back into motion.
Oh, my dog loves shoveling time.
I love Dante.
Yeah. Oh, he looks really good.
I
all
bet he
covered
looked
in
like
the
a
snow.
snowball.
Oh, he did. Especially when I accidentally threw a scoop on him.
Right.
Oh,
right.
he loved that.
I
but
bet he does.
These roads. This just brings back memories. As soon as the snow falls, I think of how lucky I was to grow up in North Dakota, which most people don't say during the winter.
No, you're right.
But when I think of the fun we
snows.
had in the winter, where, the ice came in September and didn't leave until March.
Right.
But it was a mode of transportation to bumper ride.
Yeah.
Because you had cowboy boots
bumper
on.
ski.
Yeah.
Your bumper ski.
You get them cowboy boots on and you grab that back end of the bumper and go for a ride. You do that too? Don't do this, kids. It's a bad thing to do. It's very bad. No, it's dangerous. There was nobody on the roads when we were doing it. It was just in a parking lot, and we were fully helmeted up.
Worse.
Yes, exactly. But it was so much fun, man.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Especially when the person didn't know you were riding behind him and you caught a ride somewhere. Yeah. The other thing, I lived on top of this huge hill, and I had to walk down the hill to go to junior high school.
Right.
And I found if I stood on top of the hill and pointed my cowboy boots in at each other, kind of pigeon-toed,
skiing.
I could go right down that hill,
way.
which I thought was the coolest thing until I planted my keister on my math book.
Oh.
And that math book, oh my, it's like you put some kind of, non-stick spray, like you sprayed it with Pam.
Right.
Because that thing flew down. Right. Most of the years when I would go to turn in my books at the end of the year, they were all gently used.
Oh, yeah.
But that math book...
That's
Mr. Ruley thought I was just doing homework every night. Yeah, no, I was riding that sucker to school. That was
I couldn't process enough to think about stuff like that.
About riding the book?
Well,
you just
making
threw them
up
away
excuses.
Right away?
Yeah. When I did make it to class, there was this one teacher, God love him, a little, I don't know his accent, man. Little Sundays, I think was his name. Little Greek dude.
Okay.
Little Greek. I'd show up to class and I'd sit down, man. I'd sit back. When I did show up to class.
Yes.
And I'd sit back and he'd come up to me and go, "Nice to see you made it to class today, you zero." He always called me a zero. I was his zero.
Isn't that
his
nice?
Only zero, man.
Congratulations.
I was proud. It was a very influential thing you did to really, push me to be all that I can be, to call me a zero.
The reason you are who you are today is because of that little Greek teacher.
That little Greek dude, man. God love the little Greek dude.
He's your euro.
You zero.
I get it.
Right, that was good,
Funny.
man.
I'm just kidding myself.
Okay.
So we're...
I was the zero.
This was funny. We were with some friends having breakfast the other morning, our friends Bob and Susan.
Yeah.
And the news is on in the background, and, you're hearing candidates go at each other and so forth. And I said, if God is watching this, and then I said, wait a minute. No, God ain't watching this. Right. God watches the Hallmark Channel. Yeah. That's what I started to think about it. There's no doubt.
That's funny.
He's sitting up there in heaven going, wait a minute. Here's another movie about me. Watch this.
This is good.
This is great.
This is good.
The plot in this one is about 3/4 of the way into the movie, they're going to find me. Watch this. Watch this. This is great. Here comes. Ah, there I am. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I love the Hallmark Channel. That's right.
Oh my God, that's great, man. That is great. I love that.
Oh man. Well, hey, the last time we got together before your medicines kicked in, I was trying to talk about something that really comes to mind again with all the snowfall that we've had. Which, please let this be a benefit to the fires. Please let this be a great benefit to the fires. But I was talking last time with the change of the weather, and you could feel a little tinge of cool. Now we've got the snow. Does this mean bats are going bye-bye finally? Have they left, or would this snow put an end to anything that's clinging and hanging on?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. It's wildlife again.
It is.
Yeah.
Definition of wildlife, out of control. It is. It's going to push most of them, and especially when it comes on kind of gradually and not all at once. I mean, we've had times in the past where these spring snows or spring storms, or fall, I should say, come in and blast us. And it hits so hard, fast, and furious, it's almost like nature isn't in tune with it was coming. Mm-hmm. And, but I think that's with nature all the way around, man. I mean, things happen, but with the bats, the majority of them have moved out. We've got a couple that are still lingering. We haven't checked them yet with this going on, and hopefully once we can get in and check them out, we'll see if they finally moved out or they're laying down dead going, man, didn't see that coming.
Now, would this not be a great time for people to check the perimeter of their home and so forth? Because one of the things about bats that we never want to have happen if they're colonized and they're inside of a place is to be trapped in there and get stuck inside of there and perish that way. That's why you hope with migration that they all pass along. But since hopefully most of them have fled, is this a good time to go around and look for any of those cracks, any of that type of thing? Because you've always told me that fall is the best time to apply a bat seal and get your home secured for that.
Sure. Yeah, and watch for signs, because there's going to be signs, especially after a situation like this where we've had a big storm. And obviously, we've been getting this every year. We get the storm, and then we get back into 60s, 70s for a week or two before winter shows up. So when this stuff thaws off, utilize the tools that are at hand, like the thaw. It's washing out your gutters. It's pushing water. Check the spouts of your gutters on the ground where they blow out. And if you're seeing a bunch of what looks like mouse feces, that's guano out of your gutter. You need to trace that back up. Again, I'm always looking for every single little detail, every single little sign. But these are things that homeowners, obviously in snow and stuff like this, don't attempt to go inspecting your house in situations like this. But let this clear off and do a fall inspection. This is just good maintenance, like you do with your furnace heaters, like you do with your car changing oil. This is just good home maintenance for keeping your place the way you need to keep it safe for you and your family. So you're looking for shingles, roofing nails, maybe through this storm an attic vent come off and it's laying on the ground. You're not just looking for these things that are important to your home. With gutters, maybe a gutter comes off, but you're looking for what other details, start wrapping your head into the wildlife side. And Cisco MWE is going to be a great outlet, man, with some killer videos that we've got coming soon, man. I can't wait. We looked through some stuff this morning, and the scenarios and the tips and tricks, man. I'm so excited about the tips and tricks because this is what people need to know. These are going to be quick videos they can go to, check it out. They're going to enjoy them. They're going to think, man, I need to go out and check that on my house. That's our goal, man. Educate, understand, and respect. We got to teach people for the sake of wildlife conservation and upholding this floating ball of rock that we're on to keep it going for future generations.
Oh, amen, brother. And you mentioned Cisco MWE again. We've talked about that a bit, but let me just give you a heads up. We're a week away. All right, I'm just going to tell it now. James just started sweating because I'm putting it out there.
I'm going to put that next to the short XLs.
Please do that. 1 week, we release podcasts on Thursday, and a week from this dropping, we're gonna hit the website. So next week, I can't wait to tell you all about that.
Oh, me neither.
Dive into it. It's what we have spent the last 6 months dreaming of and trying to attain.
Yes.
And that day is finally going to be upon us. So very excited about
You
that.
get
Can't
to bear
wait to share
witness
it.
to a lifetime of my crazy, man.
Yes.
Unloaded onto the internet. Brought to you by...
Good luck to all of you. And
In
if we can
doses.
find a sponsor,
In doses.
in doses.
Ah.
Hey, I need to ask you about something, James. All right, listen, we usually talk to Scott about the outdoors, everything happening, but James and his brother tried something incredibly bold, or
Yes,
some would
they
say
did.
stupid last week. You guys attempted to camp in Wyoming?
Okay, so this is what happened.
When it starts off like that, you know it's going to go there.
No, for sure. I mean, so we had something in mind in the Rocky Mountains. Unfortunately, the fires got worse over the time. So they, at one point in time, declared shutdowns on all national public grounds in the forestry.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So the number that we called for the area that we were going to go apparently was a Wyoming number. I'm not sure how that works, but some of the Wyoming wildlife helps with Colorado's parks and wildlife as well too.
Right.
So they told us about the place up in Wyoming, which is between Larimer and Cheyenne.
Between Laramie and Cheyenne. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And
That is not hell, but you can see it from
It's the
there.
devil's
you can
corridor.
definitely see it from there. I speak from experience. So as we get everything, we redirect ourselves. So instead of a 3-hour drive, we got an hour drive. Like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. You know, the weather in Colorado, calm, content, a little smoky. Didn't put any mind to it. And then we started getting there. We get to the site, and it's a little windy. I'm like, oh, yeah, the Wyoming wind. So, I mean, it was nothing new to me. Wyoming wind. So day one, had a little fun, setting up the tent. Night one, freaked the living hell out of my ass. Winds would not stop gusting more than 20 miles an hour. Dude, my tent was as flat as a pancake at one point in time. And even with all the training that Scott has given me, I was freaking out whether the wind or if it was a bear. Because when you're sleeping in that tent and it's been a long time, dude, I don't know if I'm going to die to the wind throwing the tent over the cliff or if that's a bear outside the tent ready to eat me.
Or trying to get in from the wind.
Try to get in, yeah, exactly. So,
Oh my God.
and what was cool though, what was amazing though, the night one, that it was both realizing life and fear and grasping that fear to realize what pitch blackness was all about.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has been so long since I've actually experienced pitch black, no street lights, no moonlight, no nothing. So when we turn off that camp light for the night, man, and everything just went complete dark, I'm like, whoa. This is the animal kingdom right here. Like, I think I'm going to die tonight. Between the wind or the animals, I think I'm going to die tonight. But once the eyes got adjusted and stuff, man, the stars were phenomenal.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
beautiful. I even got some screenshots and photos of that. It was beautiful. So night one, when I suspected, I had the whole hard mat on the ground. So, no cot. I wanted the full hardcore experience.
That's good for you.
Man,
I know,
that's so
I
good.
know. Believe me, next camping trip, there will be a cot.
And an air mattress.
An air mattress.
You guys finally gave up, didn't you?
Well, yeah, so day 2, 30 miles an hour wind.
Do you sense on the facial
There's a pattern here,
expression?
yeah.
There is very much a pattern. Dude, it's like I know this is Wyoming winds, but this was stupid Wyoming winds here.
Yeah.
And just we couldn't get a day to just sit outside.
Oh,
Because
no.
when you go camping, you want to just take a nap in the outdoors.
Yeah.
Not in Wyoming.
That's why they make 49 other states.
Right.
I love Wyoming.
Right.
I do, but
The area that we were in was a beautiful area. It was a great hiking
yeah.
trail, like day
it
2, day
looked
3.
gorgeous. I said the pictures looked fabulous.
It was fantastic.
But I knew what was blowing along with that.
It was day 3, and it was my brother that snapped. He's like, damn it, I cannot take a nap. I hate this wind. We're out of here. Right behind you, buddy. And we just start loading everything up into
I would
the
have
truck
left yesterday had you said something.
Right, exactly, right.
That's why 99% of people that camp in Wyoming have campers.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
no, we
rarely-
saw the campers all the way out.
They're like, look at the Colorado.
Exactly.
Right, it must be out of town or something.
Yeah, they're all sitting there with the binocs out their windows of their campers watching those poor fools in the flat tent.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Hey, but if you want to strengthen the heart and soul and mind of your your will of fear, that's one way of doing it. Because again, that tent being flat in the night, dude,
the pitch black.
Couldn't sleep that night. I'm just like, I think I'm going to die tonight. I think this is how I go.
How cold did it get up there?
First night, I would think it was like 40 degrees. Like, it was quite comfortable.
Wow.
Second night, that hit like almost like teens, and I saw
with wind chill
and everything. Yeah, no, but it was a cold night that night, and it was another factor. We found out the third day that staying that night there would have been snow the next day.
Yeah.
Plus wind. Yeah, again, brother's just like, hell no, we out.
Right.
That's right.
Could you tap into something, man, that I'm really trying to take people to, especially in times like this. You tapped into it, and I watched some of Steve Arnell's stuff, Meat Eater, over the weekend, and the emotional change. I mean, give me that from the psychological perspective. I mean, you've tapped into it a little bit, but like the difference, the 9-day, 180-degree change difference of what we do on a daily basis to being up in a situation scenario like that, to where it's not the worries of the protesters or a robber or any of those things that we deal with on a daily basis, but in the wild.
Well, not to mention the world was still on fire when I came back. It was, so us stressing day to day and every little thing, it was just it seems pointless after going on that trip, because you realize we're not doing anything drastic that's going to change within 24 hours. Let alone 4 days.
Right.
You notice when you go ahead.
Yeah, and I was thinking of that movie Alone. Whenever you were telling me about this, early on, and then talking about it now, the Alone series. I mean, that is it's psychological, man.
Oh, that's what breaks them.
That's
what ends up breaking you.
Psychological, man. And people, it blows me away. People think they're tough and they're all this and all that. Come spend a week with us in the woods.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, you should.
Yeah,
you should.
Well, no, that's exactly why I went mainly for this guy, because it was spiritually, if you will, it just brings a different perspective in life. Now, don't get me wrong,
absolutely.
Wyoming's not for everybody.
Right,
I would do it again in a different state.
But nature and being at one with it and just being in the elements, makes you realize how petty all this other crap is. Mm-hmm. I mean, it truly does. Absolutely. We're consumed in some crazy stuff, and there's so much more beauty and things out there that you let yourself free from some of that stress.
For real.
You can let some of that go. But
take on a different level of stress.
Being flat as a pancake and barefoot.
Yeah, because you come back to this fire burning and realize this ain't so bad.
When nighttime strikes, the mountain lion don't care if you're Democrat or Republican.
No.
Your food,
your
buddy.
Meat. Your meat. I'm going to have a bipartisan meal. Well, let me take a turn to our other feature. There's a few things we try to do each week on the Mike and the Mountain where music, laughter, and wildlife come together. And I want to bring apart the music aspect. Now, I'm wearing a repeat today, but for a reason. All right, I wear a different band or artist shirt each week. And early on when we were doing this, I wore my Waylon shirt. All right, but I wanted to bring Waylon back out, because what I am loving is the response we're getting of people playing along with our questions about musical artists and so forth. Because I talk about, like a few weeks ago I mentioned Tanya Tucker was my favorite female vocalist of all time. Right. And the response y'all give us on the posts is absolutely phenomenal, and I want to thank you for that. But here's one I want to throw out today.
All right.
Waylon was my musical hero aside from Elvis Presley. Growing up, Elvis was my hero. But when I got into my later teens, when I got into my, the mid-teens, the high school years, Waylon Jennings just drew me in. He was this rebel, this outlaw. He didn't conform to things, which I loved about him. Right. So for me, Waylon, I've always been crazy, and Rainy Day Woman, and those kind of songs have always kind of been, he's been my theme song artist.
Yeah.
I've always just loved that guy. So I got to thinking, what if you were to make a country Mount Rushmore If you were to make, the Mount Rushmore has the 4 presidents. What if you were to make a monument and put on the 4 most influential faces in country music history?
Right.
Who would make that Mount Rushmore? I've got my 4. And there's many names that come to mind. I mean, people will throw in Reba, they'll throw in Dolly, the Patsy Clines, the Willie Nelsons, the George Jones.
Right.
So many that could be there. But I want to give you my Mount Rushmore.
Right.
All right, this is my Mount Rushmore if you're making one to country music. It would have to include George Strait.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
George Strait has more #1 hits than anybody who's ever recorded country music. George Strait would be on mine. Merle Haggard's head would be on my Mount Rushmore of country music. Waylon Jennings, of course, would be there. And the first head carved to me would have been Johnny Cash.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think you can think historically of country music without recognizing Johnny Cash and his contributions to it.
Sure.
So my country Mount Rushmore, Strait, Haggard, Jennings, and Cash. And I think that would be pretty impressive.
You ain't struggling a little not putting Hank in there?
Oh, Hank Williams comes to mind. I
yeah.
struggle with that. I struggle not putting Garth Brooks in there.
Right.
With all that he's done. George Jones, as I mentioned, he's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Dolly Parton, Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn. Country music is littered in its history with incredible artists.
Right.
But, I mean, I'm sure you're doing the same thing. If you make any monument
tough,
to memorial,
It'd be tough.
you can only pick so many heads.
It'd be tough,
You know? So, and I would put Dolly on there, but I don't think there's enough rock to make her chest. So...
That's a good
No,
point.
they'd put her in the Grand Tetons. But anyway.
Totally Grand Tetons.
But my country Mount Rushmore, again, Strait, Haggard, Jennings, and Cash. You just threw out some you threw on there?
I struggle with all those same ones, man. It'd be tough. Hank would have to be in there for me.
Yeah, I can totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally get that argument.
And the possum. I mean,
I
gotta have the possum
You
in
get
there,
no
man.
argument from me on that. That's what's fun
golly.
but I want you to
George
think about
Jones.
it for yourself. You get to create your own monument. Think about
that's
what
good.
4 heads you would put on there. I always love thinking of things like that because my brain doesn't work in a normal way.
Sure it does.
This is it.
Sure, I understand it.
No, I don't get a real job. I get to sit in front of a mic and go, what if we built a monument? That's what
Wait.
Yeah, you get to 2. That's it.
Yeah.
But
We don't
hey,
want a real job, do we?
seriously, no, we don't.
No.
Just a couple of reminders again. Don't forget, fall back with your clocks. Halloween night. Have a safe Halloween. Just have a great time with the kids or with your friends or whatever you're going to do. Don't forget to vote. I know you're being reminded by everyone left and right, but this stuff's almost over. Just think of that. We're just days away from no more political ads.
Right,
all right? That's going to be
right.
happening. We can breathe. There's going to be all that. But you must vote. So make sure you get out and do that. And don't forget that we are just a week away from our big website being launched. And next week, we're going to be telling you all about it. But just keep it in your mind, Cisco MWE. The MWE stands for Modern Wildlife Education. Okay, so keep that in your mind. We're going to have big news on that coming up next week.
That's good stuff.
Thanks again for spending some time with us. I've had an absolute blast today.
Yeah, thanks for spending time with me, bro.
I don't have a choice. It's my job.
Yeah, right.
All right, but I love this guy, though. Hey, for the Mike and the Mountain, Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
We'll see you next time.
Stay moist. Wait, what did that have to do with it? I don't even know where that come from.
We almost made it.
What? No, we did. We did.
It
I
was
think we
very
did.
close.
It was on the brink.
Stay safe.
Stay
Let's
moist.
edit that in, James.
Stay moist.
Stay safe.